everyone, I'm going to tell you the story of Mistress Twiddle Gets Cross by Enid Blyton. One day, Mistress Twiddle was sitting and doing her knitting, and meanwhile Mr. Twiddle was reading his newspaper when achoo! He got a big sneeze. He quickly tried to rub it away on his sleeve, but Mistress Twiddle noticed that. Goodness, what bad manners! Twiddle, where's your hanky? I gave you one today. Mr. Twiddle turned red. Oh, Twiddle, you have lost it again. I've given you 5 this week. Oh no, my dear, trembled Mr. Twiddle. Oh yes, Mr. Twiddle, said Mistress Twiddle, doing her knitting so fast. 5! One would think that I was made up of hankies, giving them again and again to you. Here's one clean one. Mr. Twiddle did not like it when his wife was yelling at him, so he decided to go for a walk. He put on his hat and then took his umbrella when suddenly she said, "Oh, Mr. Twiddle, take your hanky and I'm going to pin it to your umbrella so that it doesn't get lost." That's what she did. Soon Mr. Twiddle got a new newspaper and sat down reading it. He put his umbrella down and forgot about it. Goodness me, it's 12 o'clock. I'll be late for lunch, he said. And he ran back home. Oh, but he forgot his umbrella behind. Mistress Twiddle asked, "Where's your umbrella?" And so Mr. Twiddle said, "I've left it there." "What? And I pinned your hanky to it too. You've left them both behind. Now, Twiddle, you go and get it at once." "My, I hope you get some common sense soon," she yelled. He ran back to the platform, but his umbrella was nowhere to be found. He did not know that Mr. Jinx had come by, and he saw this. He recognized Mr. Twiddle's umbrella and took it home. Meanwhile, he went back home only to find his umbrella waiting for him. And so the next day he decided to go for a walk again. This time, Mistress Twiddle said, "Come over here, I'll tie your umbrella to your coat. That way you can't lose it." Oh, Mr. Twiddle hated all this pinning and tying. It was all a fuss over nothing. But he dared not say anything about it. Mistress Twiddle was far better in arguing than him. And so, Mistress Twiddle tied the umbrella to his coat and off Mr. Twiddle went. This time, he visited his friend Mr. Petto and his 5 children. They played all day and even bought an ice cream. It was so scorching, and so Mr. Petto said, "Take off your jacket for goodness sake." So that's what he did. He hung it on the nearest banyan tree and was just enjoying his strawberry ice cream when suddenly he took a glance at his watch. "It's 1. Oh no, I must fly. I'm really late for supper," he said, and off he ran, huffing and puffing. Oh dear me, he left his coat behind this time. And so Mistress Twiddle yelled at him and said, "Where's your coat? Now, for goodness sake, go bring it." And so he had to run back. Mr. Petto had found it and gave it back to him. And so Mr. Twiddle came back again, huffing and puffing. Then Mistress Twiddle said, "I am going to tie your jacket to your best. And later you are going to leave without it. Later you are going to come without it. Dearie me, Mr. Twiddle, I am not going to talk to you for the rest of the day. And so, when Mr. Petto came by, Mr. Twiddle said, Mr. Twiddle is in the mood for chatting today, and so if you want to come over for tea, you can have it and we'll have a lovely time together. Oh, but Mr. Twiddle heard that, and that was the end of a very good quiet time. Poor Mr. Twiddle. He really is quite silly, isn't he? I hope you enjoyed the story. Thank you.